wasn't any good place to look, and nothing has come up.
The woods of northern Michigan can hold a lot of mysteries, and former Grand Traverse County Sheriff's Deputy John Block believes they've been holding one he's been trying to solve since July 4th of 1977.
It was a fairly uneventful day, and in the area that I was already on the Sheriff's Department, that area and further east to Mile, Luzerne, the weather was good, but there was a big storm front coming through from west-east across Lake Michigan.
John's parents, John and Jean, set out that afternoon from Macomb Airport in New Haven. They took off in this Cessna bound for the Lost Creek Sky Ranch near Luzerne in Oscoda County, roughly a 2-hour flight.
They didn't show up, and it was dark, and he was not allowed to fly at nighttime. He was working on that because he's getting ready to retire. But so my brother called me from Luzerne, Mile, and said, "Hey, did Mom and Dad show up in Traverse City?"
But John and Jean weren't in Traverse City either. In fact, they weren't anywhere to be found. John didn't file a flight plan, was not instrument rated, and usually flew by following major highways, avoiding flying over major bodies of water. Extensive searches in the days and weeks following the Block's disappearance turned up nothing, and searches in the years since have led to the same frustrating result.
We've had maybe a half a dozen or more sightings that people called in from all over the state of Michigan. And the last one we got was in the UNSOLVED River this fall, and the guy said he saw an airplane wing upside down in front of his cottage. So we haven't been able to find that. But there was a lot of tips, but nothing ever paid off.
Local author and shipwreck hunter Ross Richardson has written about the Block's disappearance and helped with some of the more recent searches.
And by the way, guys, keep your eyes up in this, look at trees every once in a while. And if you see any metal on the ground, we gotta look at it and figure out what it is.
The strongest theory remains that the Blocks and their plane are somewhere in the dense woods of the Huron-Manistee National Forest.
My personal opinion is the airport is the epicenter, and as you go out from there, it's more unlikely to be the further away you get from the airport. That area has a lot of huge swamps, and really until I got in that area and understood it, it's not going to be in the woods where people have gone through. This is, again, my opinion. It's going to be in a marsh or a swamp or somewhere that nobody has gone through.
John has tried for years to figure out what happened to his parents in 1977, speaking with 9 and 10 News in 1985.
If the plane is found, then my parents' remains will be found, and that we can have a proper burial and services for them.
And again in 2002. John also released this video nearly a year ago, asking hunters to be on the lookout as they headed into the woods.
"Please help me find my parents and bring them home."
The man who spent years helping others figure out what happened to their loved ones, trying to solve one final mystery.
There might be now a hunter or fisherman, or somebody just bought property or just started cutting trees down, and have them pay attention if they see what they think is just a pile of junk, just keep looking.
If you have any information about what happened to John and Jean Block, contact the Grand Traverse County Sheriff's Office. For 9 and 10 News, I'm David Leiden.